welcome to the Dojo Talk Podcast. Please remove them shoes before entry. Sam Master is here, and you still have not taken off your shoes.
Yeah. Living every day to define man's mission. Looking to the sky for divine transmission. Deaf man's vision makes the blind man listen. Eyes on the prize, this is blind ambition. Thank you.
Welcome to another edition of the Dojo Talk Podcast, episode number 71, I believe. If I number these correctly, this should be episode 71. It is Super Bowl weekend, Super Bowl day actually, February the 4th. I'm back with my co-host, the Anti-Cool. What's going on, man?
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
This weekend from like Friday, because I worked Friday and Saturday. This might have been like the longest stretch of my life. Like every day just felt like it was in slow motion. I don't know how I made it to this weekend, but I got here. I'm here. I missed the fights last night because Comcast is going to Comcast. So I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning to watch all of the fights, minus one that I skipped because, time, and I didn't really care about the fight anyway. So, but I'm here. We're here. We're gonna get the ball rolling. As always, real quick, you guys can listen to the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes. If you're on iTunes, please rate and subscribe on iTunes and send emails and questions, concerns, all that good stuff to dojotalkpodcast@yahoo.com. And don't forget the Facebook group. Just search Dojo Talk Podcast and you will see us there. So
I just remembered I'm angry.
All right, what's the anger?
The stupid fight between the two YouTubers yesterday.
Oh, see, all right. So when you sent me the link, I didn't click on it until way later. So was that a full card?
Yes.
Okay, because when I clicked on the link, I guess I clicked on it way after it was done. I saw it 2 hours. I was like, I'm not. And who were the YouTubers? Who even fought?
This dude named KSI and this other dude named Joe Keller. KSI is a FIFA player / I think he got famous on YouTube for FIFA and rapper. If you go to his YouTube page, the first video is a link to one of his videos for one of his songs. I don't know who Joe Weller is. I think they're both famous UK YouTubers. But this one dude has 17 million followers or subscribers or whatever. KSI, and he ended up winning. But I was really upset because there was another fight on YouTube yesterday that held a lot more, steam behind it, I guess. And it was Garcia versus Dorticos in the World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight semifinals, and I think that one peaked at 5,000 views. Live, I should say, live. KSI versus Joe Weller peaked at, I want to say, because they both streamed them on both of their YouTube channels. I want to say it peaked live at 1.25 million people.
Jesus Christ.
And then I went back later, a couple hours later, because I'm I wonder how many people end up watching it afterwards, and it's 4.6 million people tuned in for that freaking fight.
Man. Did you watch it?
No. I mean, I wanted to, but
you didn't want to contribute to the numbers.
Yeah, fuck them. I mean, I can look it up now because, and that's just on the one guy's channel because they streamed on each of their channels. So now it's at 15 million.
Jesus. Oh man. Yeah, when you said that,
imagine if any other fight had that type of build to it. Because the press conference itself has 4.5 million views.
There are UFC fighters who throughout their entire career would never get those numbers. all of their fights added together won't get those numbers.
Dude, you can add up all the UFC Fight Pass cards and all their Facebook cards, and it probably wouldn't be 15 million people. Now let's see what Garcia versus Dorticos ended up doing. 21,000. Oh wait, this is the undercard. My bad. Let's see, because they might have taken it down, which would be dumb. But that's something promoters tend to do. Yeah, they took it down, but oh yeah, life ain't fair.
Yes,
You want to be a big successful boxer? Go start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, you get famous on there first. Throw on some gloves. I imagine they probably didn't train too much for this fight.
Oh, no, they had professional guys go and help them.
Yeah, but how long did they really train? Like,
I mean, probably a few weeks. I want to. They sold out the Copper Box Arena. If you don't know, that was the site of where the 2012 Olympic Games for boxing were. It's like 7,500 people.
oh man. Well, you put that fight in the rafters.
Right next to you could put a picture of you have your picture of AJ up there winning gold at home. Nicola Adams, KSI.
As you said, life isn't fair. Yeah, that sucks though. I mean, I want to see, I guess, good on them for pulling. They pulled off a heist and they got people to buy in. So, but yeah, that's YouTubers fighting.
See, if I'm Errol Spence, I go and I pick a fight with like PewDiePie. Just start calling him out. Show up at his house unannounced. Like, just go complete champ on him.
That's weird though, because how is it that? Well, all right, I can't really compare numbers because I don't know. Because Mighty Mouse is a pretty big streamer. Well, not a YouTuber, but I mean he's on Twitch. They're not the same, but a lot of people who are on Twitch are also on YouTube.
Is he a big one? Because like I feel like I've heard like not contradictory things on that. Like he has a big subscriber count, but he doesn't have like a big paid following. Because like I think like Twitch, it's like you can pay to follow or something like that.
They have a donation, I believe, like little system thing you can do.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it now, and it says like his followers is like 140,000 people.
Oh man, so KSI is probably he's probably killing Mighty Mouse there.
Yeah, no, like
gotta get those numbers up.
I'm pretty sure Mighty Mouse's YouTube numbers aren't anything special either.
Man, I wonder how much they got paid for that fight. I guarantee you they made more than what Reebok is putting out.
Yeah. Probably because they had sponsors.
Oh man, they probably got paid a pretty good. They probably got a decent amount because you would imagine, freak show fights bring in eyes, bring in viewers, so that probably got their pockets a little fatter.
Yeah.
That sucks if you're a boxer on the undercard of that fight.
Well, I think they were just other YouTubers. Because they were fighting in the headgear.
Who sanctioned this?
The British Boxing Board of Commission or something. I don't know.
Oh, you guys gotta do better.
They're doing all right. They are doing all right. We got all that money.
Oh man. So I guess that was a thing. I'll let you handle the news and fights that happened and fights that didn't happen this weekend. Since I was kind of falling behind on news because I watched everything late.
Well, if you're listening to this, you probably already know that John Dodson versus Pedro Munoz was called off because Munoz came in overweight. Munoz blamed his hotel. like he said, like the services were shit or something like that, and that's why he came in like 5 pounds overweight.
What?
I don't get it either. I didn't bother to sit there and like read his excuse, but like Munoz is a dude who looks like he should be fighting at flyweight. Like he is a small bantamweight. So like the fact that he kind of blew 135 is really weird to me. Hopefully it's just like a one-time thing. Like hopefully maybe he was right and like I don't know, like the person in the hotel room next to him kept him up all night just screaming at the top of their lungs, and he just couldn't get any sleep, and just I don't know, that affected his weight cut. But as for like actual fight news, sad news off the top. Max Holloway injured out of UFC 222 title fight with Frankie Edgar. So, I don't know, hopefully third time's a charm. According to Edgar's Instagram, he's still on the card. They're going to find him somebody to fight. Because he said, I'll see you guys March 3rd. The only dudes available for him to fight would be Elkins and Ortega, and I'm assuming they're going to give him Ortega.
Yeah, I would say to me, Ortega is literally to me the only fight that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not Ortega, he might as well just not even fight.
Yeah. So, hopefully that gets done and it's good because the UFC it came out that the UFC was targeting a rematch between TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt as the new headliner, and that would be a great fight, but TJ immediately shot it down. Said it made no sense. He wasn't anywhere near his camp. He lives in California. His camp is in California. He's currently living in Colorado. He just had a kid. He's spending time with his family. He's not training, and the card is in like 4 weeks, I think. Yeah, it was literally 4 weeks. It was literally a month from yesterday, which is when the news broke. And Cody Garbrandt's been very adamant on Twitter about TJ refusing to fight him. And that's gone about as well as you can imagine.
Yeah. I saw some of those angry Twitter fingers going off. And I mean, I get it. You want the fight, you want that rematch, but I mean, you did kind of get floored. I mean,
his argument was he got saved by the bell. My argument is if you could have done that before, 10 seconds left in the round, why didn't you do it?
Yeah.
But good on TJ for not taking the fight because like 4 weeks for a title fight, like they literally started negotiations for UFC 226 between him and DJ like this week. Like if you go on DJ's Twitch stream, he was talking about we just entered negotiations just started. So we're getting ready to get everything set up for the co-headliner of 226. Like that's a big payday, or at least bigger than whatever like his payday would have been against Garbrandt at 222.
Right.
Like, and he like to be honest, he doesn't owe the UFC anything. Like, I feel like if this was 2014, that fight might have happened. Like UFC still had goodwill with like the fighters for whatever reason. Like, but now like nothing's guaranteed. Why would you stick your neck out for the UFC? Like, would there be would they give TJ the immediate rematch?
Right.
Would he have to go sit through another season of Tough? Would he have to go on another run? Because he didn't get his rematch when he fought Dominic Cruz.
Right.
And that was a way closer fight than Garbrandt.
The Garbrandt fight, yeah.
So
look out for yourself. That's the moral of the story.
Yep.
Look out for yourself.
The UFC is not your friend.
And to be honest, the Garbrandt fight would be awesome, but like act like Rivera just hasn't been in the wing forever.
Yeah, like
if you're gonna make a fight,
that's the fight. Because that's the other aspect of it. Like, God, how much? This is a sport. It's supposed to be a sport. Like, Rivera is on a 20-something fight win streak, undefeated in the UFC, beat Uriah Faber in his first non-title fight loss since how long ago? Like the WEC days?
Yeah, let's say. I mean,
before that,
Because I don't really count the Frankie one because that was a.
Oh, was that before or after the Rivera fight?
I think that was before. But then
All right.
that was a different weight class though, so I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
didn't even. I kind of didn't even count that one.
Yeah. So you got that going for you. Like he beat Thomas Almeida, beat Yuri Alcantara, beat who's the other dude? Pedro Munoz. Like dude deserves a title fight. Like and just to see them immediately go back to Cody Garbrandt because that's the dude that TJ has heat with, and like has a following. And I'm pretty sure Garbrandt's represented by like Endeavor or WME or whatever. So you have that going for you as well. It just it reeks of like the same mindset that has caused us to not have Robert Whittaker fight for the actual middleweight title.
Yeah.
You feel me? So
Shenanigans all around.
hell, I'd be fine with like if they had given to like Marlon Moraes or like even a Sunset, but like Cody Garbrandt got knocked out.
Right. Like cold. Like you were done.
Yeah, like
There was no fluke. There was no like you were done.
he stood up. TJ screamed in his face, and he had no idea where he was. Bath salts with the speakers in your face, like that type of out.
But UFC going UFC. And
Yeah.
I think other than that, we had Chiesa and Pettis.
Right. So Chiesa and Pettis are. I think they verbally agreed to fight at UFC 223 in Brooklyn, as did Brandon Moreno and Ray Borg, who got bumped from the Texas card because of an injury. I can't remember the who. Also, Bobby Green, back at it again. Gonna be fighting at UFC 222. He's gonna be facing Beneil Dariush.
It's an interesting fight.
Yeah. Like Dariush is aggressive, come forward type of guy. Bobby Green's really slick. It should be a fun fight. What else?
Had Wilson Hayes and Moraga. I don't know what card that's gonna be on, but
I think that's the UFC on Fox 29 card. I could be wrong.
it's crazy that every like flyweight pairing is people that Mighty Mouse have beat.
That's what happens when you run the division dry for like 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Also, for any flyweights out there who might be listening, like hit your manager up, tell him to get you a fight. Like make these next 9 months the best 9 months of your career, because you could be looking at a title fight, and if the TJ fight ends up happening at bantamweight, you might not even have to fight Johnson.
Right.
Like you might get like Henry Cejudo or Joseph Benavidez coming back off the ACL surgery. Like Ben Wynn, if you win next week, call out Joseph Benavidez for July.
It's so messed up. They got him on the undercard.
It is.
That's-
You know who else should have called out somebody big? Davison Figueiredo.
Yeah, man, that dude. Well, we'll get to him way later. He was like literally the first fight, but
Hey,
he's a little ball of violence.
yeah, but we had to get that Marcelo Gomez fight in on the main card so people know who he was.
Yeah, you know. We gotta promote the premier heavyweights.
Yeah. Speaking of lighter weight dudes, Petr Yan signs with the UFC. Petr Yan. If you haven't seen Petr Yan and you're watching this on YouTube, pause the video, open a new tab, go look up Petr Yan versus Magomedov 1 and 2, because they're both tremendous fights. But the first fight was like one of the best fights of 2016, like UFC or otherwise. It was an ACB. Like I would put that top 3 or 4, because it was Lawler Condit, Angelo Lee versus Vivi May, and like McGregor Diaz too, and then this one. Like it was that good.
Yeah. He's another dude who, when he comes to the UFC, he's gonna bring some violence.
Dude, all I want is Petr Yan versus Tom Duquesnoy.
Yeah, that's that should be his debut. I mean, what Duquesnoy's coming off a loss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Might as well just throw them two together. Let them both just probably almost kill each other. But I think is that it? Can't think of any other.
UFC announced dates for Utica, Atlantic City, which if they announce like 3 fights for that, Chicago and Brazil. I think Chicago is going to be 225 and Brazil is going to be 224. I guess that Max Holloway versus Frankie or Max Holloway versus featherweight contender will be the headlining act for Chicago, because that's going to need a headliner, and like 6 of the champions are currently being looked at for July, I guess. But what were the fights that they added for Atlantic City? UFC Atlantic City. I want to say one was Magomed Bibulatov versus his name escapes me. Uka Sasaki, Murad Valashvili versus Augusto Mendez, and Nestle Smith versus Aspen Ladd. And we're gonna get Sierra Bahadurzada versus Luan Chagas. So
Glad Sierra's still sticking around. For a second, I thought we were gonna lose him.
Did he win his last fight?
I think he did.
Like just by ugly brawling.
Right. he got by the skin of his teeth, but he lived to see another day.
He's on a 2-fight win streak.
Where's Brandon Thatch nowadays? What is he doing?
Chilling in retirement. I assume isn't falling over a year.
Brandon Thatch, I'm gonna need you to resurface because I hyped you a lot, man.
We all did.
I still want to believe, man. There's something still there. Go to Bellator or something. Actually,
go the welterweight, damn it, or not welter, middleweight.
Middleweight. Yeah, you're probably killing your insides.
Brandon, he hasn't tweeted in like a year.
That means he's in the lab working, hopefully, or he's blowing up on the couch,
or drinking.
Yeah. I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt and say he's working on a secret plan. He's got something. But I guess that's, pretty much all the news and notes.
Like all of his social media is gone.
Come back, Brandon. I need you to knee one more person in the face. Just one more person. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all the news, notes, and nuggets happening this weekend. So guess we'll just get on to this card. UFC Fight Night 125 went down last night, and Belém Para Brazil. Did I pronounce that right? I think I said that right.
Belém.
Yeah, it was in Brazil. Headlined by Lyoto Machida and Eric Anders. As you mentioned earlier, we lost our co-main event of John Dodson and Pedro Munoz, and then we were rewarded with a new co-main event that we'll get to. That we'll talk about it. I guess we'll just start from the top. So, Lyoto Machida, Eric Anders. When this fight first got initially announced, I'm gonna say I was probably leaning towards Anders, but I kind of knew this was gonna be a tough fight because it is, as good as Anders has been so far, he's still pretty green when it comes to the sport. I mean, obviously, coming from football background, dude's obviously athletic, obviously powerful, which we've seen. But I was thinking against a dude like Machida. I'm pretty sure he's probably never seen a guy like him before. I think they said he bought in. I think they said he bought in Wonder Boy for his training camp or went to train with him a little bit. But it's one thing to train for it, another thing for it to be in front of your face in real time. And you could tell. I feel like through like the first 2 rounds, it just feels like Machida was kind of doing what Machida does, kind of hanging on the outside. I felt like he was a little bit faster to the punch. I mean, Anders' credit, he was trying to like walk him down and get in his face, and he did do a good job at points in the fight where Machida would throw like a leg kick, and he kind of got better at timing his counter. I think can't remember which round, he caught Machida with a pretty good left that staggered him back. But for me, it seemed like the first half of the fight, like Machida was kind of getting off first. Anders tried to walk him down, but Machida just kind of being elusive. He's faster to the punch. He was working his kicks, and Anders would have kind of moments where he would go for takedowns, but Machida's takedown defense was pretty good throughout like this entire fight. Like even the moments when he did get taken down, he was kind of able to plot back up. I had it 2-2, I think, going into the fifth, because I think like the third round, Anders seemed like he was finally kind of settling in. He was, figuring out his distance better. He was able to clinch Machida and just kind of not really like, I don't say rough him up, but like tire him out a little bit. Like he felt like he had a little bit more control in the third and the fourth. But this was a really, really, really close fight. I don't even remember who I gave the fifth round to. So when it went to split decision, I wasn't surprised. I think it could have went either way. I'd probably say I think the determining factor. I think Machida I don't know. CompuStrike might prove me wrong otherwise. I feel like Machida probably landed more, but Anders probably definitely was landing the harder hits. But I think he just spent a lot of the fight trying to close distance and like clinch, and to where his offense wasn't. I don't think he had enough offense, and that just made the fight really, 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 really close. So I'm not mad at the decision, but if somebody thinks Anders won, I wouldn't disagree. To me, it was that close of a fight. It could have went either way, but they were in Brazil, hometown crowd. Close fights probably aren't going to go your way. So yeah, but good performance from Machida, and I think still solid performance from Anders. Albeit Machida's like 39 or something like that.
Yeah, he's about to be 40.
Yeah, he still, he goes in against a vet of the sport, a dude who even at 39 is still really tricky, still really elusive, and he hung in there. He made it a fight. He made Machida work for it, especially like in those third, fourth, and fifth rounds. So, props to Anders. I'm pretty sure he'll be back soon. But I mean, good on Machida. 39 years old, still hanging in there with the young guns. still got a little bit left in the tank. Pretty good main event. I was pretty pleased with how this fight went. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought Anders won. I think 49-46 Machida is a terrible card.
Yeah.
But like he didn't do himself any favors. But I want to say in one of the like pre-fight promos that they cut in between other fights, Anders was talking about he was working on like his game against the number one thing he worked for this camp was his game against the fence, like tying guys up and keeping them there. I don't think that was the right plan. Try and take Machida down. Like, yeah, he's not what he used to be, but like the guys take him down are like Luke Rockhold, Yoel Romero, Phil Davis, Chris Weidman, either ridiculously huge middleweights or light heavyweights or like NCAA, All-Americans, division champions. Not probably the smartest game plan. I get why they tried it because no one knows what Machida has left anymore. He went out there against Brunson and got knocked out in like 3 minutes. But he had Machida hurt. That was the thing in this fight. Like my whole thing about Machida not being able to go 25 minutes with Eric Anders heading in was like, okay, if Anders lands like 15 clean strikes, he's gonna win. He's gonna knock Machida out. And I don't think he got to 15 here, to his chin, maybe like overall. But like when he did land, he just kind of tied up. He didn't really try to pour it on. He didn't really try to capitalize and get in a position where he could like land the follow-up blow. He just kind of dove for like Machida's hips and tried to keep him against the fence, and he allowed Machida to recover, allowed him to break away, make space, and continue with the kicking. And that's what won him the fight. It was him kicking in those long those long breaks between action where like Anders would try to corner him, but he really couldn't get. You really couldn't get a grasp on like how to cut him off. Machida did a great job there of just like keeping Anders at bay, landing in those moments where Anders really wasn't doing much. Um, it's good to see that he still has something left in him. Like I wasn't sure after the Brunson fight if he had anything left in him. You know, like if he was literally just going out, like if he would literally have to finesse everybody to even be able to get a win.
Right.
Because physicality's never been Machida's thing, and like once you start to slow down, once you're not able to maintain distance, that's all middleweight is. It's a bunch of dudes who are basically just hammers banging against each other. Like there's a reason like the middle of this division does a good job of keeping prospects, even like really athletic ones, down basically. It's because everybody's tough, everybody can take a punch, and everybody can give a punch. What else? There's not really a whole lot to say. Like, it's probably good for Anders in the long run. Not good that he loses his first big main event, but he fought competitively with a guy who was the former light heavyweight champion. Didn't get beat up.
Yeah, like he ate some nasty leg kicks.
He had a really nasty body kick that I thought was gonna fold him for a second in like the second or third round, but he hit that pretty well.
Yeah, like he was in the fight. It was just like kind of like you said. I don't think he did himself any favors with the amount of clinching he did. Like there were times he clearly had Machida hurt, and as hard as he hits, he probably could have gotten Machida out of there, but he was just really content to just kind of. I don't know. I guess he just wanted to wear him out. I'm assuming that's what the game plan was, but
yeah,
yeah.
I'm trying to think like this is better than he goes out against like Derek Brunson gets knocked out.
All right.
Like he can learn from this. There was something funny that he said during like one of the promos that I was talking about before. It was just really bizarre. I can't remember it. Oh, so I don't know where Anders trains out of. Like, what's his camp's name? Spartan Fitness.
Let's see. It is Spartan Fitness.
All right,
wherever that is.
It's in Alabama. Also, I apologize. It's your boy Eric Anders. Your boy.
I was wondering why they kept saying that. I was like, please don't tell me that's actually his nickname.
His name is your boy Eric Anders. But yeah, like his camp has like nobody in it. The only other dudes with like the only other dudes I'm seeing who's professional is like Omar Johnson, and it has me worried that he might be on like that OSP track, where like
right.
OSP's the only dude in his gym in like where's he training? Atlanta, Tennessee.
Tennessee, I think. Yeah, he like never left his hometown gym.
Oh, so funny story about that. Well, there was an amateur fighter who had a story about her in I want to say MMA Junkie. This week, she was talking about how she lost 150 pounds fighting as an amateur. Like she's 35, about to go pro. She's trying to make it down to 145. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But she talks about her break into MMA. And she was like, "Oh, I was part of this fitness program, and it had all these like locations, and like the one I wanted to go to was full, so they sent me here. And it's like it was this old gym, and she was there with these two other women, and like once they saw like the like, so they go to this old church, and they go into the basement, and they see two people sparring in a cage, but when like they would like stop down, the whole building would shake because the church is really old. And like the two women were like, "Fuck that," and bounced. but the owner of the gym's wife saw her and was like, "Hi," and just came over and grabbed her and gave her some like some gloves and just put her in a heavy bag and like she fell in love with it or whatever. But guess who was one of the two people sparring in the cage?
Oh no.
It was Ovince Prue. So that tells you everything you need to know about how Ovince Prue has been training as a UFC athlete.
OSP, why are you shaking that down, shaking down churches? Oh man, yeah, I hope they guys.
But so I hope it's not the same with Eric Anders. Like, but he doesn't have to leave his gym completely. But I hope he gets around. You know?
Yeah, at least like get some other training partners. Get yourself some new looks. I mean, luckily, I would say luckily for him at middleweight, you can probably still hang around this division even at like plus 35 years old.
And he's only 30. Like, so.
Yeah, he's only 30, so time is actually still on your side because of your division. And I mean, with his skill set, with that kind of power, you know, he's never too far out of a fight. But you know, a learning experience. You know, like I said, he's 30, but he's still like kind of new to the sport.
I want to say, hold up. So he's been a pro fighter for like 3 years. He started in 2015, so not even 3 years.
Yeah, and within that short amount of time, you made it to a main event and managed to have a competitive 5-round fight with a legend, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, like good on him. Like you said, it's a loss, but it's not like you got, you know, thrashed or flatlined or anything crazy. You know, just a loss that you probably need to go back, look at the tape, see what went wrong, and I'm pretty sure he'll be back knocking somebody else out the next time we see him.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully your training is not in church basements.
From the footage they were showing, like he still works with like the strength and conditioning coach at Alabama, and like his gym is like, I don't want to say top of the line, but like it looks like a modern gym.
I would say if you're doing strength and conditioning at Alabama, it's probably, as much as I hate Alabama, it's like the best football program in the country. So I'm pretty sure he at least like has access to good trainers, people who will keep him in shape, all that good stuff. But shout out to Lyoto, man. Good performance at 39 years old. I heard he called out my homie Michael Bisping.
Retirement fight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fight Bisping could win.
I see why not. I'm not mad against that fight.
I didn't see any of the post fight like interviews or anything. Did he say that was going to be his last fight, his next one, or? Because I saw somebody on Twitter bring it up and was like, oh, they shouldn't fight because like one's retirement shouldn't overshadow the other. They should both deserve their own retirement fights. I'm like, did he?
That I'm not sure. I literally just saw a headline that said he called out Bisping, but I didn't even read it. But I mean, I'm not mad if both of them decide to retire at the same night. Like two dudes who have.
I'm not. Yeah, he's saying he's not thinking of retirement as recently as like December and January. So, I guess he's here to stay.
No, from what I'm saying, he wants to fight before. He wants to fight, I guess, before Bisping retires. So I guess he knows Bisping's about to be. Oh, he said the fight that should have happened a couple times and it didn't. I think we both matured together in the sport, so I think a fight between Michael Bisping and myself would mean a lot. He might retire sometime soon. I could retire sometime soon, and people ask for that fight, so it's a fight that interests me. So I guess he's probably thinking of retirement, but it's not happening yet. But he wants to do it before
He should fight
before Bisping walks away.
He should just be on the old man circuit from now on, like Bisping, Evans, number 6. Like everywhere on the planet, Shogun.
That's the rematch I want to see. I want to see Machida's last fight be against Shogun.
You really want to see Shogun knock him out again?
Hey man, I
mean,
I'm all for that fight.
They are 1-1, so
yeah, we have to close that trilogy. We have to. But props to Machida, man. Good performance, man. Glad to see he still got something left in the tank, and still looking forward to seeing Anders, even though you play for Alabama. So I still feel some kind of way about you. but that's neither here nor there. So I guess to this co-main event, whew, Valentina Shevchenko versus, let me not pronounce, Priscilla Cachoeira. This fight pretty much went the way you thought it would go, but somehow worse than you thought it would go.
So, I want to say the final punch count was something crazy, like 214-1.
Yeah.
And the only time I've seen a punch count that crazy was when Askren was the Bellator welterweight champion, and he was just putting it on Andrei Koreshkov and Douglas Lima.
Like this, and what's this sounds even wild to say. As bad as the total strike count was, I feel like Valentina, in a way, showed her mercy by not keeping this fight on the feet. Like, I feel like Priscilla is lucky that this fight was going to the ground, because when they were standing, Jesus Christ, Shevchenko was lighting her up.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad. Like, literally from the first punch, you knew Priscilla just had no business being in there. Like, she got cracked with a left that rocked her. Then she ate, like, just 6 more punches. She just punches, kicks. Every combo that Shevchenko threw pretty much landed. Like, when she was on the feet, she just did what she wanted to do. Took her down, elbowed her like 80,000 times. And this fight just made me flashback to the podcast we did a few weeks ago when we were talking about coaches, getting your fighter out of there, or maybe the ref should just stop the fight. This fight should not have kept going. Like, the basically the entire second round of this fight was just like unnecessary. Like, it was just a mauling. And the finish, who ref this fight? It was Yamasaki, right? Yeah, it was Yamasaki. Yamasaki should have stopped this fight like like way earlier, man. Like, they got this girl mauled. Like, why did they even? I get it. Like, Shevchenko, she's gonna be she is a staple at flyweight, and I guess you got new division. You want to build up some hype around some fighters. She's definitely somebody you want people to know about. So you want to give her a match to showcase what she can do. But my God, man, like, this was almost like cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah.
It was just complete mauling. In the second round, she just took her down. She had her in the crucifix, pounded her face in for like just an unidentified number of strikes. And like, Yamasaki just should have stopped this fight so much earlier than he did. Like, Priscilla didn't need to take all this punishment. Like, it got pretty hard to watch because you just knew she had no business being in there. But
Dana White saying Yamasaki should never referee a UFC fight again. I don't think that's the first time he said it either. Is it me, or does Yamasaki give like Brazilians like the longest leash when they're getting their ass beat? Like, I want to say I've seen fights where he's like, the Brazilian fighter's like just getting the crap beat out of them, and he refuses to stop the fight. And I'm under the impression he's like, maybe they'll come back and win. But no, like, I don't know. Shevchenko's champ in waiting. Like, she's gonna beat Nico Montano.
In a brutal fashion.
And probably. Like, the thing, I think they set up Cachoeira here because Cachoeira's a brawler. Like, she's pure action. All the even if you've seen any of her fights from like the regional scene, like, there's a reason her nickname is Zombie Girl. So like, Shevchenko coming off the fight with Nunes, where basically Nunes like just did slightly more. And Shevchenko did like slightly less. Like, they wanted to get somebody who would force the action with her. To her credit, she did. Also, I think Shevchenko realized like 2 seconds of the fight, like, yeah, this girl has nothing for me. I'm just going to throw combinations and take her down and beat the crap out of her from top position. Um,
Oh my god, I'm watching the finish now.
yeah.
Like Yamasaki's like looking like he wants to break it up, and then he just keeps letting her just. She ate like 30 unanswered hammer fists.
I mean, technically, she ate like 200 unanswered strikes.
Oh yeah, because she only landed. I only remember the one punch she landed. I think she flicked a jab out like in the beginning. That must have been the one punch she landed.
Yeah, basically. No, but like I said, can't even give Shevchenko props because we knew this was what was going to happen, except it was slightly more terrifying than we realized. Yeah, I'm gonna use this time. UFC should sign her sister. Because now that she's at flyweight, there is like nobody at bantamweight for Nunes to fight. So her sister's like 3-0. Go sign her. She's also a kickboxing world champion, like a lion fight champion. Because I really don't got much else to say except she's going to probably. This is probably going to be similar when she fights Montano, and she's probably not going to get challenged until Jessica Andrade or Joanna and Jacek are forced to move up.
Yeah, Joanna should. I mean, I get it. She wants that run back with Thug Rose, but she should probably just go.
I mean, she even said like the weight cut was terrible, and that's why I lost, and I'm gonna go right back to it.
Right. That doesn't make sense. Like, listen, you took the L, but I mean, you were champ for like forever. You showed people that you're like literally one of the best fighters that's ever walked the earth. Like, you don't feel like you got much else to prove down there.
Yeah.
Like just.
And I'll give her some leeway with that because, like I said, I was like I said, like after she lost, like there's a girl who's like, I can't fight in the UFC at 115 because it would literally kill me. This was way back in like Cage Warriors. So like to see her actually do it for years and do it to the point where like it's affected her chin, because like she got dropped by Gadella, she got rocked by Andrade, she got dropped by freaking what's her name, Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Like her chin at 115 is probably not where it needs to be for another Rose fight. So just move up, save yourself the weight cut.
Right.
Go fight Valentina Shevchenko for the title.
Right. You guys can have a nice trilogy.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that fight will get run back a few times.
I mean, technically a trilogy would be like 7 fights because they fought 4 times before, or 3 times before.
What's their record against each other?
Shevchenko's won all 3 fights.
Oh.
But
I need to go back and watch that.
I don't think they're available. I think they were just like highlights. Like they were like amateur kickboxing fights. No, it'd probably be way different. It's been years. Like,
yeah, I'm pretty sure they both have gotten like way like crazy better than what they were back then.
I want to say the fights happened in like the early 20s too. So,
yeah. But yeah, that was a mauling, a very unnecessary mauling that just continued way longer than it needed to. But you know, props to Shevchenko. She did what she needed to do.
She won the fight.
Right.
And she got the finish, which is something she doesn't often do.
Right.
So.
And for Priscilla, I'm just like glad you're still alive. Like, Jesus.
That's the type of loss where you're like, do I even want to do this anymore?
I almost like I want them to bring her back because I feel like that fight is not even fair.
I mean, it wasn't fair.
Yeah, that fight just wasn't fair. Like, she didn't deserve that. But you know, that's neither here nor there, I guess. But Yamasaki, you gotta, you know, save people. And to her cornermen, you know, y'all gotta get her out of there. Don't let your fighters get mauled like that. Guess going on down the line. No, speaking of fighters missing weight, is it Michael or Michelle?
Michelle Prazeres.
Michelle Prazeres and Desmond Green. Prazeres, I believe, came in at like 161.
Okay, so not only did he miss weight by like 5 pounds, I think they were supposed to fight, like he wasn't supposed to weigh in at more than like 171 pounds a day of. and he came out at 176.
Jesus.
So I think he either got more money taken away from him, or the fight was supposed to be like.
Yeah, the fight was supposed to have gotten stopped, but they worked out. They said Des Green and the managers worked out a deal to where Praceres had to give up 40% of his purse. So Des Green just took the fight anyway.
I mean, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah,
you gotta get paid.
Yeah, and 40%, that's a pretty big chunk of somebody's money.
It depends how much they're getting paid. Because if Praceres is getting like $40,000 for this fight, that's like how much of his money? It's like $8,000.
Yeah, that's $8,000 you didn't have though.
True.
$8,000 you didn't have, but
do they get a percentage of their win bonus?
That I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I don't know if it's 40% of like just their show money, or is it 40% like overall, including the win.
Yeah.
But yeah, you when this fight first started, like they look like they're like 2 weight classes apart. Like Dez is just really skinny, kind of lanky. Praceres just looks like a mini. He looks like a mini. I can't even say mini Tibau. He kind of looks like Tibau. He's just not as rich.
Looks like Paul Harris.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty fair comparison. So, but yeah, this fight, man, I like Des Green. What do I say? I do like this fight was like a pretty good grappling match. I was actually kind of impressed at how much Des was able to scramble and kind of get himself at least somewhat out of bad positions, considering like how much bigger Praceres was. Like if you looked at them physically, you would think Praceres would just kind of like muscle him around. But Des Green was I mean, if you know him, he has a background as a wrestler, so I guess it isn't too surprising. But like they had some really good grappling exchanges. But I think kind of Des Green's problem, which has kind of been his problem, like even since his Bellator days, like he's a really good wrestler. You know, striking isn't great, but it's okay, I guess. But he's just not like a high volume guy. So if he gets down in a fight, like it's kind of hard for him to claw his way back in because he's not like a pressure fighter. And his wrestling in a lot of this fight was, you know, a lot of it was defensive because Praceres was pushing the pace. I think Praceres at one point he went for a head arm choke. He went for a north-south choke, which you don't really see that often. So yeah, like Des Green threw a few shots. Like I said, they had some good grappling exchanges, but this fight to me just came down to Praceres just working a bit more, being more offensive, and Des Green just kind of being more on the defensive the whole fight and not really. I feel like he never really like took control of the fight. Like he was just fighting to stay in the fight, but not like fighting to win. And he seemed like he was kind of tired by the third round, which I guess makes sense. You're grappling with this dude who probably is outweighing you by like 25, 30 pounds. So, but yeah.
I didn't realize that heading into this fight, Praceres had like 2 north-south choke submissions in a row. Yeah, he hit one on Mads Burnell and one on Josh Berkman. Also, this is like his 6th win in a row, so that's pretty neat. Praceres' whole game is like he uses his power to nullify guys, in the same way that Screen uses his like reach and length to nullify guys. So, this was kind of better than I expected the fight to be honest with you. Though I guess it makes sense. Like Praceres tried to power through takedowns. Des Green hitting switches, trying to get out of trying to turn the takedowns around and getting on top. But yeah, like you said, came down to Praceres trying to do offense. Like he won the second round based probably on like the guillotine he tried to hit. Like halfway through, and Des Green is. I think we talked about this before with Des Green. Like he fights like a dude who plans to fight like 6 times a year. So his modus operandi is like, I'm going to take as little damage as possible so I can go fight again in like 6 weeks. Like that's what it looks like when Des Green fights.
He also has some weird moments. I think there were like 2 or 3 times, especially the first one where like Dez had went for a takedown and he was literally just sitting there on like a single leg, and I guess he thought he got hit in the back of the head, so he just stopped.
Yeah.
And like the ref didn't stop the fight, and he's just literally just sitting there, and the ref has to stand them up, and he's like, "Dude, I control the action, not you."
Yeah.
And like he just had a couple of those moments where like he's just sitting on the single leg, and he's just sitting there, like he's just, I don't know, it was really bizarre to watch. And yeah, I like Des Green, but those kind of moments just kind of like bother me. I mean, he's on a 2-fight skid now.
I mean, I don't think he gets cut because his win over Josh Emmett, and I don't think people really get cut from the UFC anymore. Like, you fight out your contract and...
Right, and then you just...
I think he just signed a new one, right?
Elsewhere.
I want to say I saw a thing where, like, Des Green surprised that he got a new UFC contract so quick. Yeah. Was super surprised ecstatic already to get a new UFC contract. So I guess there's value in Des Green because one, he has a nice big record where like a win over him looks good, and like two, he's always down to fight.
Right.
You need a dude to fill a date. He's your guy. And there's value in that.
No, glad on him. I hope to see him back again, but good win for Caceres. Hopefully you can make weight next time. That was a big. It's one thing to miss weight by like 1 or 2 pounds, but dude, when you come in and you're like 6 pounds overweight, that's not a good look. Not a good look. But yeah. So that's pretty much how that fight went down. This next fight, we don't have to elaborate much on. Timothy Johnson, Marcelo Gome.
Johnson takes a decision over Gome. I'll give Gome this. He throws a nice leg kick,
which he should have thrown a lot more of, because like it was clear when he landed them that Johnson did not like them at all. But this was kind of a heavyweight fight.
Kinda. This was the heavyweight fight.
A lot of clinching, a lot of little short spurts of violence, but nothing really crazy. Yeah, Timothy Johnson just kind of grinded him out to a decision. And that's pretty much it.
I am baffled by the UFC giving Marcel Gome the number 15 dude in the division, even if that number is inflated. Like, I get that Junior Albini was able to do it, but Junior Albini also had like twice as many fights as Gome, and I want to say he had a fight over a dude who had a win at one point on the regional scene. I just don't get the logic behind this fight. Like, they're trying so hard to find like the next JDS that they're sabotaging the dudes that they do have. Isn't Miras Gome look kind of small for heavyweight? Which is weird because he's listed at like 240 and 6'3".
Yeah, he's not really he's not really a big dude. And it was weird because like when I'd never seen, or at least I don't remember his fights, but like just kind of looking at his frame, I was just thinking like, oh, he'll probably be a lot faster, more athletic. He'll probably be quicker to the punch.
Nah.
And yeah, kind of didn't work out.
Yeah, like he looks fit, which I guess is what throws me off because I'm used to everybody having like a pot belly. But right. He's not very quick except with the kick. Like his boxing is non-existent. He's not very strong in the clinch. Or well, that's, I guess that's not fair because Johnson, that's probably his area of expertise is being strong in the clinch. Right. But like I said, like Johnson's UFC career has been He beat Shamil Abdurakhimov. He lost a decision to Jared Rosholt, but there's no shame in getting out wrestled by Jared Rosholt. He beat Marcin Tybura. He fought Alexander Volkov to a split decision. He beat Daniel Omolenchuk, and then he got knocked out by Junior Albini. Like, that's not a bad run at heavyweight. That's a pretty solid run through the middle of the division. Why is Marcelo Gom, who literally just fought his first opponent with a winning record, fighting him? And it's not even like Christian Colombo is not like even a good fighter. Like, that's not even like it's not the stick to weigh but somebody like to measure somebody by. So this fight was just bizarre to me.
Like I said, they're trying to they're trying to get that next person.
Apparently,
they're trying to move them on up the ladder.
Apparently, Gom was a replacement for Luis Enrique, which I guess makes sense, but I still don't like it. Like, Davison Figueiredo, who was 3-0 in the UFC, had to fight in the Fight Pass prelim, the only Fight Pass prelim, so that Timothy Johnson could beat Marcelo Gom in Brazil.
That's what the power of the mustache gets you. Shout out to Timothy Johnson and the mustache game he's got going on.
I'm thoroughly convinced that's why he's getting main card fights.
Hey man, everybody's got to have a gimmick.
Exactly.
You
gotta stand out.
Yeah, you have to. Albini's running around in fight pampers, and Timothy Johnson has a mustache. Oh man, but yeah, that was pretty much that fight in a nutshell. It was a heavyweight fight. That's just kind of what it was. This next fight though, Douglas Silva, De Andrade, and Marlon Vera. Douglas De Andrade is a little ball of violence, a little ball of hard-hitting, always moving forward, this ball of violence. I just thought it was kind of funny. I can't remember if it was after the first or the second round. I mean, like, pretty much, man, like, Douglas throws the kill. He's landing some hard shots. He's landing good body shots, kicks. He's throwing everything out there. And I think it was like I was out there for the first or the second, in Vera's corner, and his coach looks at Vera and he's like, "Is there something wrong with your legs?" Because I guess the game plan was for him to, work some leg kicks or some head kicks, being that he's like the longer guy. And his coach just seemed so mad at him that he just wasn't engaging enough. And yeah, I guess that was kind of the story of the fight. Like, Douglas was just like outworking him, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, Cheeto was throwing. It was a pretty good fight, but I just felt like compared to what I've seen Vera do in the past, like, it just, I don't know if he just like felt overwhelmed. Like, he had moments. Eventually, he did start throwing the kicks like his corner wanted him to, but I feel like by the time that happened, it was kind of too little, too late. But
I think it was a speed thing. Like,
that too.
De Andrade is fast as shit. Good God, he looks nothing like the dude who got beat down by Rob Font. Like, that uppercut he was throwing he landed upstairs and he landed to the body was just money from the lead hand. Like, was like he was moving well. He was walking Vera down well. He was doing a great job of like nullifying his reach. I gotta delete something real quick.
I think he bloodied Vera's eye.
Yeah,
too.
it was just a complete like performance from De Silva, something we haven't seen before. Like, he got so much better with. He looked just way more comfortable punching. Like, one of the things like with like a lot of these muscly dudes is like they're so tense when they try to throw combinations. And Jose Aldo was like this when he was champion, like the first time around. It got better after he lost. Actually, when he fought Frankie Edgar for the second time. But one of the things, like, they always seemed like they were wound up like on a spring. Like
Right.
like everything had like so much energy and tenseness to it that like they would tire themselves out. And here he was just like throwing. Like he did a great job going to the body. He did a great job like keeping Vera off rhythm so he couldn't get anything going. Did a great job keeping him against the fence too. Really just like giving him no space to throw kicks or do anything that could like cause him to lose a round. He was still stiff. This wasn't him becoming like this amazingly fluid striker overnight, but like the dude's getting better. Dude is getting way, way better. And that's good to see coming from at 32, I should say.
All right. Still got room for improvement. He was showing off at the end of the fight. He threw a spinning back elbow or something. Like, yeah, it was a fun fight. Like, this was definitely a really fun fight. Dude, he messed his eye up. I'm watching it now. he he messed Cheeto's eye up really bad. But yeah, this was a really fun fight. Um, yeah, tough loss for Cheeto, man. He got battered up, man. He got battered up, but good win for De Silva. Yeah, this kind of makes me like excited to see him next now to see what he does. Is Vera on a 2-fight losing streak?
Yes.
I mean, I'll bet your last loss was to Lineker, which no shame in that. Most people who fight Lineker don't even live to make it out the fight, and
Exactly.
but so yeah, I mean, no shame on this loss, but yeah, really really good performance from De Silva. Yeah, just violence, and what more can you ask for? I'm happy with anybody who brings the violence, and he definitely delivered, and he looked pretty good doing it. So yeah, shout outs to De Silva. Ooh, speaking of violence, I think this fight pretty much rounds out the main card. Um, Thiago Santos and Anthony Smith. I just always remember Thiago for having a tattoo of a hammer on his chest. But yeah, man. Thiago Santos is another one of those dudes at middleweight. Like he's a scary. I don't know. He probably may not ever be champ. Think he pretty much all of the fights. I think that he's got like that big step up. He's lost. Like he fought Gegard and he lost. What did he fight? Another?
He fought Hall.
I feel like, yeah, he fought Hall. He lost that too, right?
He also got subbed by Eric Spicely.
But either way, man, I enjoy watching Santos fight just because like he's always entertaining.
I mean, the man has 8 KOs in the UFC.
Yeah, like he throws to kill, and yeah, poor Anthony Smith. I mean, fight started off, man. Smith was really I'm not Smith. Santos was really working the kicks, man. He was really getting kicks off. I think he caught him to the body a few times, and then they had kind of this wild scramble. Smith ended up getting on top, I think.
So Santos threw the spinning back heel kick to Smith's face, which rocked the crap out of him. He tried to follow it up with either like a knee or a head kick.
I think it was a knee, and it was really awkward.
Yeah, and then he fell, and then Smith just fell on top of him and let him out.
But it was slick though, because like Smith was on top for a pretty good amount of time, and then like Santos hit this really nice reversal to get himself back on top,
and then proceeded to throw bombs from the top.
Yeah, and then second round, the kicks were pretty much the moral of the story of this fight. He was just throwing those body kicks, and the kick that finished, I don't even think it landed fully. Like I feel like it landed with like his toes, but like it was caught him like right in his liver, and like Smith tried to power through it for like a second or two, but eventually he literally just fell back down. Like you could tell it really really hurt, and Santos just went in for the kill. He dropped some ground and pound, some hammer shots, and poor Smith is just like hanging on to Santos's leg, getting just battered, and yeah, that fight eventually got stopped, and that was all she wrote. And Santos just win or lose, man. I always enjoy a Santos fight because he's going out there to take you out. Like he's not trying to get a decision. He's not just trying to like wrestle you to death. He's going for a kill. And actually, this is now 4 straight finishes for Santos. So I wonder now if they'll give him maybe another step up. See if he can try to make that leap again.
Derek Brunson, let's go.
Right. Like I think he's capable of. He could get a top 15, maybe even a. Let's pull up these rankings. Who we got at middleweight? All right. So okay. So he is top 15. He's right at 15. So in front of him, you have Paulo Costa, Machida, who just won. You got Jocko at 12, Tavares at 11. I'm not mad at a Jocko fight or Tavares. I think he's got the power to take anybody in from like 10 to 15. I think he's got the power to knock any of these dudes out. Just a matter if he can, pull it all together. But yeah, I wouldn't be mad at Jocko coming off a loss, I think. Because was the Hall fight, was that his last fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, because I think Tavares has a streak going. I think he's won a couple
I'd love
in a
to
row.
see Santos
Or at
knock
least
out Tavares. So.
I feel like we can get that fight going. And I mean, Tavares normally comes forward. Not like, oh yeah, he's on a 3-fight winning streak.
There we go. We got some heat.
Yeah, you might as well just throw that out there. Two guys who will come forward. I think though Santos is definitely more known for the power. I don't know how many stoppages Tavares has, but
Like one.
But either way, they'll both come forward. They'll throw some leather. I'm all for that fight if they want to do that. I think Thiago's earned that step up fight again. If they so choose to give it to him, but props to Thiago. He's out here taking souls.
How crazy is it that he lost to Leonardo Santos on Tough Brazil 2? Who is now a lightweight?
Hey man, the world is. It's weird. Like looking at his record, like it's just weird. Like when I physically look at him, I'm like, this dude shouldn't be losing any fights. Like, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, he lost to Cesar too. Oh, that was back in 2013 though.
Yeah.
So he might just be hitting the stride. So let's see how far he can take it. He's starting off 2018 on a good note. So, but yeah, that was that fight. It was nice and violent. Definitely go check that finish out. And that was okay. So that was the main card pretty much. So I can comment on most of these prelims minus one fight. Though I'm not gonna lie, I watched all of this card this morning. The only fight I saw in real time was the Morales Davison fight. The rest of these I all had to watch early this morning. So excuse me if my memory is a bit fuzzy. But Sergio Moraes and Tim Means. Sergio Moraes won by a split decision. Who'd you score that fight?
Fucking fun. No, I think I scored it for Means.
It was for Means.
Yeah.
Because when I saw it went to split decision, I saw people seemed like they were like pretty mad that this fight.
No, like everybody was like, Moraes landed nothing. You pieced him up in the second and third round. People were tweeting at Tim Means. Like, Tim Means was like, yeah, I thought I won the fight. And then, like, all the tweets underneath it are literally people agreeing with him and, like, cursing out the judges.
Right.
I'm like, I mean, I have Means winning, too, but, like, it wasn't, whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't that. It wasn't, yeah, when I actually went to watch the fight, I was like, you guys made it seem like Tim Means just, like, put on a clinic and, like, somehow Moraes just ended up getting a decision. But... yeah, to me the fight was actually pretty close to me, and I was actually impressed that Moraes was able to like hold his own in the stand up, where I thought Means would kind of just like give him the business.
Dude, Moraes, Moraes throws punches like a dude fighting 4 dudes in a parking lot.
You know what's crazy though? As wild as his
It works for
As
him.
wild as his striking is, it not only does it work, but like I feel like it's gotten better than what I remember it being. Like, I remember his first. I don't. Cause I don't remember who his first UFC fight was, but I remember watching it, and like he would just throw these wild, just looping, out of control punches that were never gonna hit anybody. But I guess his ground game was so good that what does he care?
His first fight was Cesar Ferreira. Well, apparently he just beats everybody who comes out of Brazil.
Oh man, but yeah, that wild striking, it works for him somehow. Like he was able to hold his own with Means, stand in the pocket. He cracked Means a few good times. Really, they both landed on each other. Like it was a really competitive fight. Thought it was funny the moment where Marias was literally laying on the mat with his legs out, and Tim Means was about to like stomp. He like stomped on his foot or tried to stomp on his foot. Yeah, Means wasn't having any of that ground.
You see, I would have just gone for like the double like Sakuraba stomp.
Right. But yeah, this was a really competitive scrap. I don't think this was as one-sided as people made it seem. But I mean, if for people who thought Means won, I wouldn't say you were wrong. Like it was a really close fight, and I think Means. I think I clearly gave Means the third. I remember because I think Marias seemed like he's pretty shot around like the third. I could be wrong. I might be confusing.
I don't remember. I'm gonna go. I watched this card really passively, which says a lot because I fell asleep during Gome Johnson. Like.
See, if they would have put that on a prelim instead of the main card, he might have been able to.
I might have missed the whole thing though.
He would have fell asleep at the fight past prelims.
Been like checking out.
Yeah, but either way though, competitive fight from both dudes. I can get why Means might have felt like I wouldn't say it was a robbery, but he probably did enough for a win. But it was a pretty close fight. They both slugged it out. Entertaining fight nonetheless. But props to both gentlemen. It was a really good fight.
Sergio Moraes who just refuses to do any BJJ whatsoever, despite being a former world champion.
Right. He is content to just throw bombs. But I mean, he pulled guard that one time, and then that didn't work. And I guess after that, he was like, whatever. But,
he is 1, 2, 3.
He's only got
4,
3 losses.
5, 6, 7, and 2 in the UFC.
The Panther out here getting it done. And like his losses are to like
Ferreira and Usman.
Yeah. Man, Panther's out here. He's putting in work. He's putting in work. But yeah, man.
Sub Neil Magny. My bad.
Oh man, I forgot about that. Sergio, the underrated. The underrated.
I want Moraes versus Maya. Give that to me.
Let's do it. Two guys with striking that doesn't make sense, but but yeah, that was an awesome fight. This next fight I can't comment on because this was the one fight of the card I did not watch at all. Alec, Patrick Silva Alves, and Damir Hadzovic. Patrick won by decision, but I did not watch it.
It was basically Patrick out-athleting Damir Hadzovic, taking him down, like getting his back, trying to go for rear naked choke, not being able to get it. Doing some ground and pound, like some nice ground and pound here and there. It was a very Alain Patrick performance. Like this is what he does. He is not a good striker. He is not a good grappler. He is a very good athlete, like literally one of the best athletes in the lightweight division. Like if this was the NFL draft and everybody went through a combine, like this dude would this dude would put numbers on the board and he'd probably make it as a first round draft pick. So he is that good as an athlete, but he is just not a technical like what. Like he's a competent wrestler. Like don't get me wrong. Like he can hit a double leg. He can hit a single leg. He just doesn't set them up very well. But he's just so good that he's just able to run through them and there's nothing you can do to stop him. Like, this is a dude with wins over Stevie Ray and John Makdessi. He's also been in the UFC for like 4 years now, and he's 5-1. So, like, bring on the top 15, I guess.
I feel like they won't give it to him, but
I mean, if you're gonna keep him around, you might as well.
Yeah, just don't know if I can trust the matchmaking brass anymore.
I mean, the matchmakers are fine. It's the fact that they just don't seem to have any say in the title picture that's throwing us all the shit.
We'll see. Well, these next 3 fights all went by pretty fast. Poliana, Viana, Mota, and Maya. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name.
Stevenson?
Oh, they have on Sherdog, they have I guess, is she married? Because she has like 2 last names.
L.A. something. Yeah.
Something like
that. She's married to Joe Daddy Stevenson.
Oh, okay. Right.
She also has never beaten a fighter with a win.
Well, unfortunately, that streak continued. I kind of sped through this fight because we were about to record like right as I was watching it. So pretty much what I got from this fight that I saw, Viana took her down. Lots of grappling. I think she went for an armbar?
Yeah, she went from armbar from her back. She went from armbar while on what's-her-face's back, Stevenson's back. Was not able to get it, and somehow ended up getting a rear naked choke and getting the submission. So,
yeah, but yeah, good performance on her. Seemed like she was pretty much like in control of the entire fight. So, props for her win. Next fight, Yuri Alcantara and Joe Soto. Poor Joe Soto. Poor Joe Soto. Ate a nasty body kick. Got backed up. I think he ate his second kick, and then just kind of got pummeled against the fence, and probably took 5-6 additional punches he didn't really need to take. Yeah, he kind of just got beat up. That was pretty much that fight. And the last fight of the card, Davidson Figueroa. Oh, no, my bad. Davidson Figueiredo and Joseph Morales.
Sorry,
kind of mad because
I was gonna say sorry, Stokes.
Yeah. Stokes. We were in the group chat. Stokes was rooting for Morales, and we had to give him the play-by-play and let him know it was not going so good for Morales. I'm kind of mad because this was the one fight I watched in real time, and now I don't remember much of it. I just remember Morales got beat up really bad. Like, Davidson put it on him. And the ending sequence, I think, was it a right uppercut, left hook?
Something
like that?
Something along those lines. Let me pull up my notes.
Morales got floored, and that was it. That was all she wrote. But Davidson was.
So I didn't realize this before last night, but while I was on Twitter, like just like zoning out before the fight. Davidson Figueiredo was a dude who hit that guy with the back fist, like not the spinning back fist, just like he back fisted the dude and knocked him out.
What fight was that?
That was a fight in I want to say Jungle Fight where he literally just basically slapped the dude and he knocked him the fuck out.
Oh man, I mean currently ranked. I didn't even know he's ranked 14th. How many wins did he have going for him?
Bam. Yeah, I found it. I'm gonna send it to you because it's hilarious.
All right. Oh, he's 14-0.
Yeah.
3-0 in the UFC.
Yep. Get the man a main card fight. Because I think.
I'm about to say that. Yeah. At flyweight, we just need new people.
Like even if he loses, dude's fun as shit. Like a fight between him and like Moraga would be awesome.
All right, let's see this. Let's see this pimp slap backhand in question. All right, hold up. Let me also move you to the top of the screen so we don't have another incident like last time. Ah, the nickname God of War is very fitting. All right, let's this from Jesus Christ. This looks like oh my God. This is incredible. This is incredible. This punch looks like it looks like one of those bad McDojo punches, but it worked. Because like, this looks like when you walk into a gym and you don't know like how bad the gym is, and the instructors are just doing these moves that just looks like he's trying to copy a kung fu movie, but like this one worked. He floored this guy with literally like a horizontal, just like.
Who's the dude who hit Jeff Curran with one of those?
Oh man, that was awesome.
Unless
yeah,
that's the same punch that Jeff Curran got knocked out with. Melvin
Jesus
Bloomer,
Christ.
that's Bloomer. That's who it was.
Yeah, if you guys are on Twitter, shout outs to Grabaka Hitman on Twitter. He's always posting like the best MMA memes. He has this on his page, so if you want to go look at it, go on his Twitter page and check this out. This was a nasty KO. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's great. I've had this on loop for like 5 minutes. Oh man. But,
it was the same. Yeah, it was the same punch. Melvin Bloomer hit Jeff Curran with the same exact punch.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Davison needs to we need to get some more eyes on this gentleman. And I mean anybody at flyweight at this point, we might as well start moving him up the ladder. Not saying you got to give him like a Benavidez or anything crazy, but at least get him a bit more attention. So
yeah, like I said, I would love to see him fight John Moraga.
Yeah, I'm not against that. Well, even though Moraga's got hates coming up, but yeah, even still, yeah, this is a good performance from him. Very dominant performance, and he ended it in pretty emphatic fashion.
Tim Elliott, there we go. That's a good fight.
Yeah, and anybody who's gonna,
do some crazy shit,
dropping stuff. Yeah, you might as well just throw him in there against. That was pretty much that was the entire card. It's kind of hard for me to judge this card because I didn't watch it in real time. Like I was really tired yesterday. For one, I was tired and then my internet went out. And by the time my internet actually came back on, like right after the main card started, but I was so beat from this weekend that I can't hang like I used to. So I just kind of passed out. But I mean, it was a solid card. Not a ton of names, but people still put on solid performances. We got some good knockouts.
If you're from Brazil, you got some good prospects and guys showing out, starting to hit their stride, like Thiago Santos, Davidson Figueiredo, Paulieta Viana. Yeah.
So I mean, for a card that lacked in star power, quote unquote, it turned out pretty decent. And Brazil, because I think we talked about that a few podcasts ago, how they were like 0 and whatever.
Yeah, they were like they started off the year like 0-6, 0-7, and they turned it around in this event because only 2 of them lost.
All right. So I feel like one of those losses shouldn't count. It shouldn't have never happened. But I can't even fault her for that loss.
But, I mean, she was put there to lose.
Yeah, but my God. But, it was a pretty solid night of fights. Nothing too crazy, but it was a pretty decent card. Still wasn't happy that main card is 6 fights, which I'll complain about every time. But that's why I had to wake up at 6 in the morning to watch all of these. But either or, pretty solid card. Some moments to watch, some KOs to go back and watch if you guys missed it. But yeah, that was excuse me, that was pretty much it. Yeah, not a busy combat sports weekend, or at least like in terms of the UFC. Not too busy. I feel like we didn't do it. We were not at 2 hours, so I assume not a lot happened.
Yeah, I guess. Like there was some boxing on ESPN, but I don't even freaking remember who fought. No Bellator. Was there an LFA card this weekend? No.
Nope. They had, excuse me. I think CES had a card on Friday. I did see something the other day, I guess worth a quick mention. And I think Line Fights had a card, but it wasn't televised. I think they just got a new TV deal, but the TV deal doesn't take effect until their next card, whenever that is. So their next card, I believe, will be televised. I'm assuming on Access TV again. Travis Wolff headlined that CES card. By the way,
didn't he just fight on that intergender fight card in Russia or something? Whichever.
Did that card happen? I know he was on the bill, but I can't remember if that fight like actually happened.
I don't remember, because I remember like they tried to do. There was. I'm thinking of the other one. The what's her face? Sarah Rosa fighting the internet troll.
Rosa, yeah.
That got like canceled by the cops. I don't know if that intergender card ever happened in Russia, but
yeah,
it'd be funny if it did.
Travis Weef got Travis got knocked out. He got put out there real quick.
I mean, what did anybody think was going to happen?
Every time I see his name, I'm just surprised that he's still out here throwing leather. But you know, that's MMA. Everybody, nobody leaves until the sport forces them to leave. But
and even then, they stick around and just go to Russia.
Right. Right. But yeah, those are pretty much all the fights that happened this weekend. This World though, it's gonna be a busy month of fights, man. We got cards pretty much going down like every week,
and none of them are what's the word? I was gonna say good, but that's not fair.
We got Romero versus Rockhold on the 10th. Then we got Cerrone and Medeiros on the 18th. Jeremy Stevens and Josh Emmett on the 24th. And in between then, Bellator's heavyweight tournament continues on with Big Country and Matt Mitrione, which is actually a pretty good card. That goes down on the 16th. So February is going to be a really busy month of fights going down. So you guys will probably be getting a lot of episodes. This is definitely going to be one of those months where like 2-3 episodes a week or something crazy like that. But yeah, this is pretty much all going down. When's the next like major paper? Oh, Romero Rockhold is a pay-per-view.
But it's not major.
Yeah, I'll say outside of. Oh yeah, this is the one with Cyril Asker.
The second best fight on this card is opening up the FS1 prelims. So.
Yeah. No, I mean, Tyson Pedro's back. That's cool. Ross Pearson.
I cannot find out if this card happened or not. This Gender Wars card.
They probably swept that all under the rug. Oh man, I am looking forward to though. On Rocco Romero, Israel Adesanya is making his debut on this card. So that will be fun to watch. I think we mentioned him. Kickboxer from Nigeria. Also has had a pretty good number of MMA fights so far. Still undefeated. So I'll be looking forward to that. But either way, tons of fights going down this month. So you guys will have tons of content coming. And yeah, that pretty much rounds out UFC Fight Night 125. I guess we'll just jump into, unless you got anything else, jump into parting shots and shout outs.
Nah, I'm good.
I've got. I thought I had 2 shout outs. Unless I think of it before we close. First, shout out unless only shout out unless I remember my other one. But I watched this also this morning on Twitter. Pancreas 293 happened. I think it was really late It was either really late last night or really early this morning. I'm not sure.
I think it starts at like 2 a.m.
Yeah. So by then I was already knocked out in a coma somewhere. But that went down. I didn't catch the entire card, but I did watch the main event between Senzo Akita and Yuya Wakamatsu. Really entertaining, really entertaining fight. Some people are saying it might be early contender for fight of the year. I don't know if I would go that far, but either way, awesome fight. 2 dudes just slugging it out. I think it was like the 4th round. Akita was getting like he had almost got finished. Oh, hold up, I hope I'm not mixing them up. I might be mixing them up. In the 3rd round, no, in the 4th round, 3rd or 4th, one of them like almost got finished, and then like came back with a vengeance the next round. Ended up, I think he caught him with like a right hand. Either way, it was a wild fight, really entertaining fight. I think this was also Pancreas's, it was like the 25-year anniversary or something like that. So, and they headlined it with an awesome headline. So, give that fight a look if you haven't. If you have Fight Pass, obviously they have, you can watch all of the Pancreas cards on there. That's how I watched it, because I keep forgetting to cancel my Fight Pass. So they're stealing my $9.99 from me. But yeah, shout outs to both of those dudes, man. That was just a really awesome fight. Nice way to kick off 2018 with some violence. And I guess that's pretty much the only shout out. I can't think of the other one I had. So shout outs to Akita and Wakamatsu for putting on an awesome fight.
I guess I only got the one too. Shout out to Murat Gassiev, who beat Yunir Datikos. Like I said, this World Boxing Super Series Cruiserweight tournament has been amazing. The 2 semifinals have been at like Fight of the Year are going to be Fight of the Year contenders. The final between Alexander Usyk and Murat Gassiev will be on in May. It's going to be great. Please watch. Don't watch YouTubers fight. Watch real fighters fight. Yeah, Gassiev scored like a 12th round knockout. He knocked Dorticos through the ropes.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy. So yeah, but go give that a watch if you haven't already.
I guess just for the sake, and I know you don't even watch football, really. I want to just throw some random predictions. You don't even have to give a score. You can just say who you think will win.
I'm trying to think. Justin Timberlake will sexually harass one of his dancers on stage. Tom Brady's gonna get hurt. I don't know how. I don't know why, but I'm going to predict Tom Brady gets hurt. Philadelphia is going to be literally on fire in the middle of the game. Like the whole city is just going to be literally on fire. And tomorrow you're going to wake up, it's going to be like ash. And what's the Phillies stadium?
I have no idea, actually.
There's just going to be piles and piles of dead bodies rotting inside of it.
So I guess you got the Patriots.
No, I'm not predicting who's going to win the game. I'm just saying this is Philly. This is Philly. They don't know how to handle winning. or losing. So, you know.
Did you see the video of the guy who was running in the subway and he got hit by the pole? Did you see that?
No, but it sounds about right. Did you see the video? Did you see the videos of like the Philly fans after they won the I guess the conference game? Where
No.
they're all in the parking lot just like losing their fucking minds.
Oh man. I can't remember. Was it Philly fans who got in a fight?
Yes.
There was another. There was. Oh man. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna. Hold on. I have you on air, so I have to send you this because I think I just found the video. I'm going to send you, and while you look at this, I will give my prediction. I don't want either team to win. If it was possible for a draw, I would root for that. I hate the Patriots, and I'm a Cowboys fan, so I don't root for any teams in my division. If I had to pick a team I want to win, I want Philly to win. But logic tells me Philly's defense will probably do good for like the first half, maybe into the third quarter. But eventually Tom Brady's going to do what Tom Brady does. They're going to find ways to score, keep themselves in the game.
Ah, God.
Oh, Philly fans, you guys got to do better.
Phil, you're doing all right. Keep going. It's Sunny in Philadelphia isn't a TV show. It's actually just a documentary.
I'm gonna go with a final prediction. As much as it pains me to say this, and I really hope I'm wrong. I don't want to see Brady get another ring, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game because the Patriots normally always have really close Super Bowls. I'm gonna say 24-21 Patriots. Like I said, for some reason in the second half when people play the Patriots, they tend to forget fundamentals and they start doing stupid things that just don't make sense. And I don't know if I trust Nick Foles to win a Super Bowl. If you guys still had Carson Wentz, I probably would pick Philly like pretty emphatically. But I mean, Nick Foles has been doing okay, but I don't know, man. I don't know if I trust Nick Foles to win you guys a Super Bowl. But I hope I'm wrong. I do hope I'm wrong, but we'll see.
I changed my pick. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to storm the field, cash in their money in the bank, and they're going to win this.
Oh man, I rooted for them so hard.
That's how football works, right?
Yeah, might as well at this
I
point.
mean, it would make me watch. Like if you could just have like a random team storm the field, and then steal the ball and score a touchdown. It just be a stadium full of all 30 teams.
Well, I mean, I feel like the closest thing that happened was that college football, the Stanford game when the band ran onto the field before the game was over.
You see, football should. You know what football should be? It should be just be Battle of Nations, and they should all fight each other in their gear, and whichever team has the last player standing wins.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, hold on. Quick shout outs, I guess, before we leave. I just saw this headline. Shout outs to Ryan Shazier. He was the player from the Steelers who had that really bad injury. They said he is where'd it go? He was discharged from the rehab institute. He has regained movement in his legs. So
I'm glad he kicked the drugs.
Oh no, it wasn't drugs. He had a really bad.
I'm sorry, his drug problem is consuming his life.
He had a bad injury. One of those injuries that I wasn't sure if he would ever play again. But yeah, it was bad. But glad he regained his legs. That's good to hear. But
shouts to my Knicks who play in 15 minutes for some reason. Hawks, I don't know. A team. One of those bird teams. What? Why,
Yeah, you guys are playing the
why,
Hawks.
why are so many sports teams just birds? Explain that to me, Mike.
There's so many birds that I feel like after a while you just start to run out of names, and there's just so many birds to pick from, and I guess the Hawks.
Like, you get the Lions, you get the Jaguars, you get the is there a cheetah team?
Nah, nobody called the Cheetahs. Not that I can
See,
think of.
that would be my team's name. But
I mean,
they got the Bengals, so you got like 3 cat teams too. Like why is there no one just called like the St. Louis Cats? And they're like no dog teams. Like no one's called.
Oh man, I've never thought of that. There are
There's
no
like the Timberwolves, I guess, but like those aren't real things.
there are no pit bulls. There are no like retrievers. Oh no, are there retrievers? I can't remember. College might have a retriever. I might have that wrong. There are no dog teams though, or not many.
I guess UConn is the Wolves, right?
Yeah, or Huskies. Yeah, so I guess they kind of.
But like professional, like I want a golden retrievers team. It'd be adorable.
Well, with the
like they come out, it's just a picture of Airbud on their jersey.
if the Redskins ever decide to shed that name, the Washington Retrievers, we'll throw that name in the hat.
Like they win all the games because nobody would want to tackle a dog.
Oh man, I've never thought of that. Yeah, there really are not a lot of dog names in professional
Also,
sports.
why are there no dragons?
Are there dragons? No.
Nothing makes sense to me.
The Retrievers is great. Literally just like a retriever face on a jersey. Oh man.
Is Vegas getting a team? Because if they are, they should be the Dragons.
No, I need this retriever thing to happen. That would be like the soccer mom, like, oh man, everybody would love the Retrievers. Oh man, we got to make that happen somehow. We've got to start some kind of petition. But that's pretty much been the episode for the week. As always, you guys can listen to this podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes. If you're on iTunes, please rate, subscribe, leave a review, give us some stars. Would appreciate it. You can send emails to dojotalkpodcast@yahoo.com. If you want to get at me on Twitter, I am at Serial Sensei on Twitter. And if you want to join the Facebook page, just go to Facebook and just type in Dojo Talk Podcast, and you can find us there. So that has been another episode of the Dojo Talk Podcast. As always, anytime people are being punched and or kicked in the face, we will be there to talk about it, and hopefully we catch you guys soon. Peace.
What the fuck is a Hoosier?
I'm leaving that in there.